Meghan, what are you seeing in the market's big decline today?
Yeah, well, we've been telling our clients for a while now to expect more volatility, to not get too used to the smooth market ride that we've had. Mike is spot on in so many of the things he said, and we just haven't felt that volatility in a while. So we are advising our clients to be calm, to be patient. I think we're seeing a number of factors come together. Growth scares, probably some degree of a positive feedback loop as it relates to yields. A risk-off market that then leads more money flowing into bonds and other safe assets and drives those yields lower. And at some point, investors start to wonder if the bond market is telling us a picture that is scarier or more concerning than we would have otherwise thought. I think the market today is, and over the last couple of days, we've been seeing some more weakness in that tech-related part of the market. I do think that's more kind of normal profit taking, but you also have to think about the source of the concerns. And if it's growth related, not moving back to shutdowns and lockdowns that could really benefit some of these tech companies, but true end of cycle concerns, typically tech would sell off with the rest of the cyclical parts of the market.
But tell me about some of those concerns about another wave of COVID, this question of what is Delta and what could its full impact be? How important is that in your outlook?
It's very important. We're watching it carefully. We don't think it's going to derail the cycle. We think this is a factor that's contributing to concerns that maybe our expectations for growth were too high. I also think the Delta variant is much more of a concerning story outside of the U.S., particularly when you think about emerging markets and some areas of even the developed market complex that just don't have the supply and the rate of vaccine penetration that we have here in the U.S. So I think if you were banking on, and we have been banking on kind of that handoff from U.S. growth to non-U.S. growth, that story is really at risk when you think about the spread of the Delta variants. But
yeah, Meghan?
By and large, I think policymakers are going to be focusing more on the vaccines than shutdowns.